Time to go for a Scott!
Hi, I'm Hastings. My first time doing this. Cool, who am I here with today?
Hi, good day. So my name's Michael. I run my own tree felling business by the name of Grinstead Tree Care.
And how old are you, good sir?
I'm 26 years old.
26! A real representation of the youth owning his business. So I'm going to ask you a couple of questions about yourself, as well as just the whole aspect around Youth Day. Youth is about celebrating what happened in 1976 with the whole Soweto shooting, but also it's been further elaborated as creating a future for themselves. I also want to provide that platform to further the growth of youth. So just an icebreaker question, just tell me, what's the most useless talent that you have?
When I was about 12 years old, I got highly obsessed with learning how to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Did it ever work out?
Yeah, of course. So now I'm able to solve a Rubik's Cube in about 45 seconds. Give me one, I'll solve it for you right now. It's not something I would say exactly. It's a useless skill.
No, fair. I mean,
but it's entertaining.
Would you rather have to sing everything you say or dance everywhere you go?
Oh, I'd rather dance, for sure. I'd rather dance everywhere I go.
What's your type of dance, man? Tango, hip-hop?
Like a nice little head-bobbing, melodic bounce, Some like mushroom music.
Mushroom music, yeah!
I like the psychedelic music. It's very flow movement. It's good for the body,
Okay, awesome.
Dance moves. No, I don't have dance moves now. We need to get some tunes going. We'll make another edit for that one.
Oh, what's the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
I think I've tried octopus, but I think that was like cooked. Is that not a normal food? Octopus.
Squid. Yeah, I guess it's been normalized.
Yeah, I haven't eaten anything weird like crocodile or seagull or anything bizarre.
Fair, no.
The answer, it's called a mpani worm.
Hey!
That was probably by far the strangest thing I think I've ever actually eaten.
Okay.
It got given to me as a gift. So I used to play the sport called badminton for Western Province. And part of the gift giving at the tournament was when you play against the different provinces, each province gifts a gift. And I think it was Limpopo.
Yeah, no,
They came and they gifted us these bags of mpani worms.
And how did it taste like?
Not my cup of tea. I'm gonna be honest with you. It wasn't the nicest tasting worm.
So never again, eh?
No, I don't think so.
Bro,
have you had mpani worms?
I have.
Really? How do you find them?
Ish, bro. I just swallowed it. Yeah.
It's the chewing.
Yeah, it gets to you. So when I go up with I just swallowed it.
Because these ones were dry as well. They were like dried mpani worms. But they were in bags, like Ziploc bags.
There's a common stereotype amongst street fellas that they have no care for the environment. What's your take on that one?
Okay, so this is one of my favorite questions. I actually get asked this question quite a bit.
Oh, sure.
To be honest with you. And there's a very, very big reason I chose to call the business Grinstead Tree Care rather than Grinstead Tree Felling. So originally the business was called Grinstead Tree Felling. And then I kind of thought about it. So one thing that I can show you, I don't know if you want to get a close-up. So that has been tattooed on my body for a very specific reason.
Okay.
And as well as you can actually go outside now and take a picture of it. It's also branded onto the bakkie. And the whole thing for me, the reason I've gone into this industry, specifically tree felling, is because I resonate with nature, trees, and the connection of the planet. So the environment in the sense of everything is a full circle. So my biggest motto and movement within my business is obviously caring for the trees. So the biggest problem with a lot of tree felling companies, and I think this goes down to like the lower quality tree felling companies, is they'll hack a tree. They don't actually physically understand the science behind how to trim a tree, which limbs to cut to maximize the shape and health. So small telltale signs. So the biggest thing that I'll do within the business is when I explain to a client how I'm going to cut the tree, I'll go into a whole scientific explanation of how I'm going to cut the tree, how it's going to make the tree grow going further. Because it's more than just, it's the same with your hair. You can't cut your hair once and expect a perfect result.
Okay.
You've got to, it's an ongoing thing.
Process.
Exactly. And this is also why I enjoy bonsais, because it's a very similar concept, just on a much smaller scale. And I do a lot of recycling in the sense of, so obviously the green waste that we produce, that goes to the dumps, which then they produce compost. Wood chips, sawdust, and firewood, at the moment, those are like a 3 big pillar. So we process firewood within the business. So we will take a lot of the wood from the trees that we cut, buck them, produce firewood. So that's now a product that can get recycled and sold. And then any of the waste product that gets produced from this process, so like for example, the sawdust from bucking the wood chip from the splitting itself, we actually utilize all of that to make compost. So it's a full circle. Instead of throwing it away and wasting it, we've got parks and fields in Mowbray and Rondebosch, which we donate stumps to for borders and creating landscapes, as well as we've got a field on Sawkins Road in Mowbray. It's just off the M5, where we've actually planted 65 trees, a friend of myself. And the whole motivation is for every tree that my business cuts down, I try and make a mental note to replant another 2.
Awesome.
To keep that cycle going of like, you're not just cutting down trees for the sake of cutting them down, you're also giving back to the environment. And then we utilize a lot of that sawdust, wood chip, and stumps to create an environment on these fields so it doesn't cost me money to compost and feed the plants. That's what the sawdust does. It gets dumped on the field, the rain makes compost, and then we utilize that to feed the trees.
So now that also beats the stereotype of tree fellers not being educated. So I guess you just answered that as well. Probably met some Karens before, eh?
Plenty.
And how do you deal with them?
You've just got to deal with them very kindly. So I had a very good example the other day. I had a client that I had to go to trim this tree in Mowbray. So most of my work that I do is within Mowbray. And most of the work that I get is all through referrals. When I started my business, I pretty much had to go from house to house handing out business cards. I had no clients. I had no way of marketing myself. I didn't have capital. So I basically took my skateboard and I marketed myself by walking around. I had this little essay thing that I would pitch to people and say, listen, I'm an upstarting tree felling company. If you would like to give me the opportunity to come have a look at your trees and trim them, that's what I do. And basically from that point, it's gotten to a point now where there's so many referrals that when I get clients that phone me, chances are I get the job because they've been referred through so many different people. To answer your question, I can give you a small example. The other day, I had a guy that lives in a house that is about 160 odd years old. It's an old heritage house. And it's literally called Mulberry Village or something. And the house is named after this mulberry tree, which was planted when the house was built 160 years ago. And when I went to this guy's house, I could see immediately when he phoned me that he was going to be a problem. Because you could see he was paranoid. He said to me he's been through 6 tree felling companies before. Who have come, hacked the tree, made it look cuck. And when I arrived there, obviously I had to take this situation very delicately, but I could see the way he pitched it was, it's only 10 minutes. And I said to him, but it's not just 10 minutes. You must understand, it's the skill, it's the equipment, it's the time, it's the understanding, it's the fact that I must sit and communicate with you how I'm going to cut your tree. In actual fact, it's 2 hours. But anyway, apart from this, I didn't worry about the money because for me, I don't do this business because of money. I do this business because I'm even willing to do it for free. That is how much I love this industry. Obviously, the byproduct of what I do generates money, and you need money to survive, but that's not the sole reason why I do this business. I do this business because it's a very, very deep passion. Subconsciously, it just runs within my blood.
It's in your DNA.
I took the process and I exaggerated the process. I took my harness, I put it on, took the carabiners, I showed him how I was going to, so he could physically see. All I said to him was, just watch. If you have faith in me, just watch what I'm going to show you, and then you can make your judgment from that point. And I basically went through the process. I climbed up the tree. He pointed out exactly which branches. And towards the end, his whole attitude towards me changed because he could see straight away that I wasn't here to just make a quick buck off him. Even though I trimmed this tree for like 300 Rand. It wasn't really worth the amount of money going out. But the point was, it's client building, it's trust, and you don't know what that sort of job could lead to.
I like the story for the Karen though. Nice, I like how you elaborated the whole delicate process and just showing him everything so that he's comfortable with what you're doing. Okay? What part about tree felling do you love the most? What excites you the most about tree felling?
To be completely honest, the very noisy chainsaws and just the pure excitement of cutting timber. I'm not going to lie to you, I itch every single day to just take out my big machine and cut something big. I feel like I'm fulfilling a very key part of the environment, as we discussed before. So, for example, hazardous tree felling, saving some guy's property from a fallen tree, saving lives in some senses. I don't particularly like cutting down trees just for the sake of cutting them down, obviously, but if where necessary, that's where I get my joy from, because you are sort of providing the service that a lot of people think is complicated, but for me it's simple because it's what I do every day.
Then now, this is going to be directed to youth now. So how do you think this industry of tree felling can benefit young people? Young people. Okay.
I think it opens you up to looking at nature differently. Because you're dealing with wood, trees, soil. It's like a very wholesome industry in my eyes. But also it builds strength.
Okay.
I mean, the amount of strength it takes to climb a tree, to move stumps. So that for me, I enjoy because I don't have to go to gym. Free gym membership.
No need to pay 900 Rand a month.
Exactly. But I think it's also, it's a sustainable industry in some senses, because as we're standing here now, although I'm not working, the trees are busy growing, and at some point they're going to have to be cut. And that's where companies like myself come in to fulfill that service. So it's sustainable in that regard. People are always planting trees. There will always be trees. There's always a need for tree felling. Look at the shot-hole borer beetle. There's so many big trees that are being cut down due to infestations and things like that. It's very specialized work. And I feel like if you can capitalize on that knowledge of knowing how to execute these kinds of jobs, there'll always be work.
Okay.
And there's plenty of work. So there's obviously lots of very big tree felling companies around, but there's also plenty of work to sustain all the companies. And the biggest advantage of all is that it's going to take very long before AI can replace this industry. It's true. I mean, are you going to see a robot climbing a tree? Are you going to see a robot interacting with a client? It's a very one-on-one personal sort of industry.
What is the best piece of advice you can give to a young person who wants to venture or start their own tree felling or garden service or anything related to?
So this comes now back to that quote that I wanted to mention. Okay, so a little bit of context. Okay, so the biggest thing with starting a business, I can't remember if we mentioned this on the video beforehand, but it's about taking risk. And it's the illusion of risk, because it's the unknown. People think that it's risky because they can't see what is held for them within the near future. And the most amazing quote I just came across the other day, and it makes complete sense to me, is that winners are just losers that never gave up. You think about that for a second.
Because they kept pushing, they kept going.
Exactly. You make mistakes, you get up, you go again. You get knocked down, you get up, you go again. You have a bad interaction with a client, you get up, you go again. You keep taking your shot. And that's why a lot of people fail, because they take one shot. If they even take that one shot, they make a mistake, it fucks up. They're fearful.
Yeah.
They're too fearful to take another shot, make another mistake. The biggest thing with business is you have to make mistakes. And make mistakes over and over and over and over again. Because the more you do it, the bigger chance of you succeeding.
So as we celebrate Youth Day, how would you like to see Lawnmower Center as a platform for the youth to thrive in the industry of tree felling?
So the support of this store itself, Lawnmower Center, is a very wholesome business that you guys have going. First of all, it's like a family business. There's a lot of personal interaction, as you can see, between you, myself, and all the people that work here. Lawnmower Center itself, it's got a very unique way of running. You are willing to go that extra mile to support and help businesses like myself grow with whatever issue, whether it's a machine or a part that I need. You're very efficient. Your prices are very good. And if I compare it to like other companies like this,
No name and shame. Okay.
No names. You get where I'm going. Also, you're central. No, I think for me, it's the connection. That's the biggest thing.
And as we celebrate Youth Day, youth, come to Lawnmower Center. We will support you when it comes to it. We will support you small businesses like Michael here, who's going to get big one day.
One small downside about this business is the crap that you do. Yeah, which one? This one I just got now 5 minutes ago.
man.
You are not a tree fella
I use
if
and
you do
abuse.
not get guts.
I use and abuse my hands.
You have questions for him? Any question for him?
Any question?
Does he have a question for you?
So I have a question for you.
Yeah, what's up?
So where do you see the future of Lawnmower Center going?
Yo, bro.
What is your guys' long-term goal for this business?
I wouldn't say, what I'm thinking about, at least the next step first, like getting technological equipment to further the business. So like, I will give an example, like our job card system. First, automate that, make it easier for customers to get job cards on their phones, like less paper trail, because as technology is advancing more, there isn't really much of a use for like your papers and stuff.
And you want the least path of resistance.
Least path of resistance. So at least moving with the times, incorporate technology into the business, and then from there we can think about expanding, opening other branches in provinces. Of course, we'd like to get there. We'd like to be a central hub for not only customers, but as well as for people who want to learn how to operate a chainsaw, start a lawnmower. Honestly, the basic needs of operating garden machinery. We would like to be that central hub to support the community as well, and also empower young people to venture into this business. That, hey, you don't have to study IT or this or that. You can also make a living doing tree felling.
And hands-on.
Hands-on,
That's
man.
what it takes.
Manual labor will not die. You get what I'm saying? So at least for me, as of right now, just taking that extra step in technology and just making it easier for customers when they come here.
I like the sound of that.
Hey, man. Hopefully, it must get executed.
Time to go for a Scott!
Yeah.